In the Tone Setter Dynasty League, I can only have 3 of the top 4 picks right now projected.
I saw that in the chat. Yeah, I'm still. I just lost Marquise, which kind of hurts me a little bit, but.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Yeah, in my other Dynasty League, did I tell you in so in the Bitcoin League, I traded away Marquise and a late 2 for Javonte Williams to a contender. So and I actually have the guys first that I traded that to, so that kind of helps me out. That Marquise.
Yeah, that's
went
blessed.
in
What the
that
fuck?
league. Yeah.
Why is my fucking okay? No, I'm chill now. All right.
Anyway, you guys had a little back and forth at the beginning here, but we got Burner's Burner in here, tanking team in hopes of getting Bijan, don't we all? In 2023, I'm currently not in position to have Bijan in any league right now, and I'm frustrated because I have a bunch of bad dynasty teams, and they're not quite bad enough.
Yeah, no, not having a share of Bijan, like I got to make sure that's at least one thing I do. I don't take running backs. I don't like running backs, but this one's a little different. This one's a little different.
I would love if I have Bijan in the Bitcoin League, then I'll have like Herbert, Bijan, Javonte, Justin Jefferson, Drake London. Like I'll have all these like great assets in that league, and I would love to have Bijan in that league. But my pick is currently not the one that I'm likely to get Bijan with. It's actually one of the first that I have that's not mine that's more likely to get it because I'm in 9th right now, and I have the 11th overall, the 11th guy's pick right now.
Is it not sorted by potential points?
It is, but my potential points is 9th.
So the fact that wait, the fact that he's
yeah, I know. So he went 0-4 to start the year, and then he decided to sell his team off, and he like tried to sneakily like send me like a mad deal for his own first. Like I didn't know what he was doing. I'm like, dude, like you want your first back clearly, and you're not getting it. So,
bro, it's so funny when they like send deals back for their first. It's like, brother,
like,
I already got you on the hook.
And like Wandale or something. I'm like, dude, you're not getting your first
for the 101.
Yeah,
what did he say?
The 101, yeah.
And what was his rationalization? You get an elite tight end, bro. Like,
yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm tanking also, so I don't know how that helps me.
Just be like, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah. Anyways, traded Hopkins plus a 2024 fourth for a 2024 first. Yeah, I think I love trades like this. I hate when people say like, "Oh, I need to, get this amount to sell players off." One of my favorite things to do when I'm tearing things down or getting production off my team is to take multiple win now type of pieces. I guess you didn't really do that in this trade, but like just in general, we just saw a trade go down in our Tone Setters League just now where Jay Full took Adam Thielen, Alexander Madison, and James Conner, and he was able to acquire a first. Like if you say, "Could give me a first for Conner," nobody's going to give you it, right? Or same with Thielen and same with Madison. And package them all together, and you might be able to get a first, which is what you're after.
And that's what I've basically been doing. I've been offering. It hasn't really been as active right now. People are still kind of figuring out whether they want to tank or they want to go for the chip. But basically, in that exact same league, my thing, I'm sure you know this. I've sent you fucking offers in that league. I'm attaching like 2 or 3 of my like win now, like RB2, wide receiver 2, 3 type of pieces, and I'm trying to get a 2024 1 and 2 or something like that. So like guys like Kareem Hunt, Brian Robinson, Gabe Davis, etc., where you're probably not going to get even a late projected first for one of them straight up. But if you package a couple of them together, it makes it more incentivized for the contending team to want to make that deal.
Yeah, Jake will just decline my trade. I offered him a 2023 first for Devontae Adams, and he's like, "I'm not doing that."
To steal a line you say to Danny frequently, what is this dust?
I offered him my first for Devontae Adams. I mean, he's after first round picks.
We actually got a super chat here from D-Bell. Big shout out. He says, "Cook and Madison for Fournette and Julio." I want Fournette and Julio.
Okay, I'm trying to think of who, because I know this is in my league. So this is Calvin and Dylan making this trade because Calvin's the one I traded Cook and Madison for to get Breece Hall from. So yeah, Cook and Madison for Fournette and Julio. I will take Fournette side, even though I don't think much of Julio. I don't think he's going to be much. I'd just rather have Fournette than Cook.
By the way, I hate to be that guy, man, but fucking Dalvin Cook had an absolute stinker and then gets bailed out at the end because Miami's soft ass defense.
I'm so annoyed that he couldn't have done that week 1 and 2, score a touchdown game and then have a bailed out like long run, and then I could have sold him rather than having him do none of that, and then I sell him at that point in time. But I'm quite happy with Breece Hall, so I'm not going to complain.
By the way, okay, so we'll get to the comments. Quickly, I do see Rolando ask for the defense. I'll just quickly address it. That video is going to be coming out tomorrow, Rolando, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, and if you guys are curious to, if you're Dynasty players, there's a couple Dynasty comments in here. I dropped a Dynasty rookie mock draft today, and Hendon Hooker made his way into the first round. So,
which validly so, man. Like, I've talked about it on the side as well for me personally, but with the quarterbacks starting to look good, like even like Levis has looked good too. Like if they get legit, like Hendon Hooker's already a locked in first rounder, I think at this point, as long as, you know, the wheels don't fall off in the second half of the year, even with his age.
Well, like according to scouts, so is Levis. They've been talking about him as kind of like a locked in.
I was just about to say that too.
As well.
I was just about to say that too. I'm okay. The reason why this is great for the value for the market, for the 2023 pick market, is even if you're not a fan of these players themselves, you may not be a fan of, you know, a 25-year-old quarterback or Will Levis who looks like
he's 7 months older than me, Hendon Hooker.
Which is, yeah, and you're old as dust. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I wouldn't draft myself if I was in this draft class.
Real. But like the fact that they're breaking out and the fact that they're going to get drafted highly because of it increases the value on the market, because there's going to be quarterback needy teams. There's going to be players in your league who will want to take the chance on Will Levis, even if you don't like them yourself. If you have, you know, a mid-tier team that maybe needs a quarterback 3 or maybe even needs a quarterback 2, and they're looking at the 107 and they're staring, you know, the RB3 or the wide receiver 3 versus like Will Levis / Hendon Hooker, like they might just take a quarterback. That's why. I mean, we saw it a couple years ago when Mac Jones was going ahead of.
We saw it last year with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. So like the fact that they're going high is very, very good for us.
Yeah, very, especially if you have late first round picks. Like if you have a couple picks that are going to end up being 109, 110 or whatever, like that's probably the range that Levis and Hendon Hooker are going to go. And if they don't go in that range, that means that Gibbs, Addison, or JSN fell to you. Or maybe Michael Mayer in a tight end premium.
Exactly. Got a $4.99 super chat here from Scott. Appreciate that. He says, replacing Javonte, traded Ramondre Stevenson and Brian Robinson for Dameon Pierce, running backs after this week are Pierce, Walker, ETN. Good move rest of the season. I want Ramondre.
Over Pierce?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I was just clarifying.
Dude,
yeah, I think give me like Ramondre versus Pierce is probably a close discussion, and just give me the pocket of Brian Robinson there. Like I think Ramondre too, with Mac coming back soon. I mean, as good as Zappy has played, I think Mac makes the offense better, and they should be in some positive game scripts and all that kind of stuff. I guess Pierce's workload is better than Ramondre's, even despite what we saw from Ramondre this past week. But yeah, I'll take Stevenson rest of the season over Pierce.
Yeah. Also, apparently, like Tyler Algier actually got decent usage, but because Atlanta does not throw the ball at all, like
I just traded for Tyler Algier today. Me and Amir made a trade. I traded James Cook for him.
Yeah, but basically when it comes to Algier, he ran 71% of the routes.
Yeah, I know.
71%.
As soon as he texted me, he's like, I got James Cook off of waivers last week, and he just texted me Algier for James Cook. I'm like, okay. I didn't think I was just holding James Cook as a stash. I think Algier's proven more than James Cook has.
Easily. And yeah, he's got a more clear job with a role, or more clear chance at the job, I think, because Cordell Patterson, as good as he was playing, you still got an older transitioned running back who's not used to this workload in the last few years. I mean, last year was the first time he actually got like over fucking 200 touches. The fact that he already has that, and he's an older player, and he's already had an injury this year, and you're getting, again, a young running back that is getting valuable pass down type of work.
Looks good, by the way.
Yeah. Just imagine, okay, I know maybe this is just me being biased because I like Algier and I also like the situation that he has for a potential role, but just imagine like if they go to Ritter in like week 8, week 9 of the season, let's just say they lose the next few games. If they go to Ritter at some point this year and they actually try to throw the ball down the field and they try to throw the ball, period, like Mariota's averaged 21 passing attempts per game since week 1. Like if they actually,
Mario's not throwing the ball at all, man. And I would say like it's the Jets and the Falcons are both in the same situation right now with the two playmakers on each team. It's like, what do we do with Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts? Because they both like they're combining for like 40 pass attempts. Yeah. Those two teams, like they're like not throwing at all. Like Zach Wilson threw 18 times this past week, and Mariota threw 14.
You want? I know this isn't strict pass attempts, but you want to hear one of the crazier stats that Hayden just tweeted recently, or like today?
What's that?
So the Chargers and the Lions have run more plays than the Panthers this year, and they've played one less game.
That's insane.
And yet Christian McCaffrey's averaging 20 PPR points per game, and he's the RB3 on the year right now.
Yeah.
With that type of slow offense.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah, dude,
nuts.
Tyler Algier right now is the 11th graded running back according to PFF. Now, take PFF grades for what you will, but for running back specifically, I have found PFF grades to be relatively, accurate as far as like who's been an effective rusher. Like if we said who's been the best rushing running backs this year, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Christian McCaffrey, Ramondre Stevenson, Derrick Henry, like that's who's it's been, and that's who's the top. So, and Barkley's number 9, and Aaron Jones number 7, like Pierce is number 12, like. Relatively speaking, I think they're pretty accurate with that. And Algier's played really well. So I think he's not a buy low because he's not like a super valuable piece, but he's an okay depth option to go after.
I'd agree with that. So you have where we left off. We're all caught up on supers. Give me the package. I love Saquon, but like you're getting a top 6 first. Again, you went through the video today. So you're getting.
And also when it comes to just dynasty rankings in general, the second Gibbs and Tucker are drafted with top 2 round draft capital. It's a legit conversation.
They're over
Saquon straight up.
They're probably over Saquon given age, given the market.
I would say Barkley is now like the highest rated veteran running back on the market in terms of dynasty value. And I would say he's probably a top 5 or 6 dynasty running back. But I mean, we get good landing spots and good draft capital for Sean Tucker, and Gibbs weighs in over 205 and he gets good landing spot and good draft capital. Yeah, I'll take those guys over him. Like I think we need to be really aggressive with the running backs this year. I think we were aggressive last year with Breece Hall, me and you specifically, but I probably wasn't aggressive enough with Kenneth Walker. And I am now because I have Kenneth Walker inside my top 10 running backs now.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn that a little bit more. By the way, so I'm adjusting my dynasty rankings right now. I'm going to have a tough time not having Walker at 5 or 6.
No, it's hard to say that you would take literally anybody outside of Taylor, Hall, and Swift specifically. Like, and then obviously once Bijan gets into the NFL, yeah. Like once Bijan and Tucker and Gibbs get into the NFL, like them plus Walker, like that's your top 8, and Barkley, that's your top 8 dynasty running backs pretty much.
And by the way, I know a lot of you watching probably play dynasty, but that is why you draft wide receivers in your startup. You load up on those elite talents, and then maybe 105, 106, you're getting the RB5 overall in dynasty.
Yeah, which is insane. And maybe those guys go a little higher, but then you have Stroud or Young staring you in the face. You have a super flex quarterback that is going to be extremely valuable as well. Yeah. I'm sure me and you both have a bunch of dynasty teams positioned to start filling out our running back cores in the next couple of classes.
It's going to be fun. I mean, even in our FSC Dino League. So I obviously, I got Walker and I got Hall, right?
Yeah.
And then I have my 3 firsts for next year. I have Garrett's first, and Garrett is currently the second lowest projected point scorer right now.
Which is wild because he literally won last year.
Yep. So like if that works out, I don't think I'm going to be a heavy contender this year. I'll probably sneak in maybe as a 6 seed, 5 seed, something like that. I don't think I'm going to be like a top 4 team, but if I'm in that middle range, my pick's going to be there. Garrett's pick, like I think he'll pick it up, but maybe somehow it ends up landing early. And I have a 3rd first, I forget who, but basically using that, being able to leverage that and fill up my running back core with that, like I want at least one of those running backs in next year's class with one of those picks.
Have you seen my points against in that league?
No, I haven't. Have you been getting lit up?
Reference, Daddy Flex God is in 2nd place. He's had 553 points against. I'm in 5th place. I've had 774.
Yeah, we have the same record now, and you have like way more points than me.
Well, yeah, I think I have the 3rd best team in the league, is what I would say. I think Nate
I'd
has
probably
the
say
best
that,
team, and I think Daddy Flex God has the 2nd best team. But I think my team's the 3rd best in the league, and
I'd put myself around 6.
I've had 800 points hung on me in 6 weeks.
Yeah. Well, actually, 774 and 5.
Yeah,
and
sorry,
then, this week too.
And then but Dion's isn't going to hang on too much. In this game. And I didn't even have a quarterback. Also, shout out to me for trading a 4th rounder for Skylar Thompson. He gets fucking injured. And I could have just thrown Mitch Trubisky in my lineup and he would have gotten more points, even though he wasn't starting the game.
Yeah. But by the way, Spicy, I see you're stacking up some W's. Keep doing that. I appreciate you going 3-3 right now. Respect.
Why do you have his pick?
No, because he's like one of the only ones that could like pick in front of me. So I want him to win.
Right.
All right, you have where we left off. A little tangent, because, I mean, if you're not talking Dynasty 24/7 around the clock, then what are you doing?
Yeah, I got, by the way, in the Bitcoin League, I got 3 of the top 5 picks so far. Unfortunately, neither of which are the 101, though. So we'll see how we're going. I'm winning 88-87. I have the Broncos kickers, and my opponent has the Chargers tight end, so he has Everett. I feel like I lost I hope the tight end is not involved today. Should have started. I mean, there's no way you would have made that decision at the time. I mean, like, it obviously didn't work out, but you wouldn't have made that decision at the time. I mean, Everett's, he's a tight end, man. Tight ends disappear out of the game plan sometimes. So it's definitely possible you still pull this one off. Also, I could see this being like a drizzler, field goal type of offense thing for the Broncos too. So you might get, 9 points out of the kicker or whatever.
Yep. My upset prediction was, I do remember.
Yeah, I was thinking of this while the games were on. I was like, somebody in our live stream said that the Giants, Jets, and Falcons would win. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm on board with the Falcons for sure. And I was like, I like to say the Jets are going to win. I think it's either going to be a huge story on Monday or, Zach Wilson looks like trash. But I was like, I don't know if the Giants are going to win. I think the Ravens are going to get right. But yeah, it's wild that all three of those hit. I hope you parlayed that into something. Money lines would have been unreal on that.
Speaking of bets, so did I share you my plus 1,200 bet for the Sunday Night Football game?
Did I share with you that CeeDee Lamb went 6 yards over his over-under and cost me $400 on a $10 parlay? I had Devontae Smith anytime touchdown, Eagles spread, and what was the other thing? And Jalen Hurts under 50 rushing yards, and I had CeeDee Lamb under 61.5 receiving yards. He had 68 receiving yards, and if I hit the other three, and if he would have just not caught the last couple passes or whatever that he caught, then I would have hit.
I was cheering for the reverse. I had plus 1,200. So I had Cowboys plus 7.5. I gave myself an extra point, which if they make the field goal, they cover that. Reason why I'm mentioning this, because I was also 7 yards under the CeeDee Lamb play. So he catches that big bomb, and they got 1st and 10 at about, the 45-yard line, something like that. Cooper Rush incomplete, 2nd and 10 rusher. They ran once and they threw once in those two plays, or it might have been two. I don't know. But if CeeDee Lamb catches one more pass, then Brett Maher is inherently in better position to kick the field goal. So if CeeDee Lamb catches the pass, Brett Maher makes the field goal, I win $650.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was frustrating. But you can't blame Maher for missing a 59-yard field goal. Also, side note, the way the Cowboys played in the fucking second half of that game.
Here comes a moral victory from Danny.
Hey, not a moral victory, because, we still lost. The quarterback still threw 3 picks. He still played one of the worst quarterback games that I've seen from, I can't really say that because 2020 happened for the Cowboys, but he played terrible. Like Cooper Rush, like the open receivers. He had CeeDee Lamb for that fucking basically walk-in touchdown. He absolutely fucking noodle-armed him on that. The second pick that he threw, Cooper Rush, noodle-armed him to the sideline, gets picked off. If he actually leads Lamb down the field inside, that's a touchdown. And I'm just excited to get this team back in week 16 because Christmas Eve, Cowboys, Eagles, buckle up your seatbelts. That's going to be
it'll be a fun game for sure.
Oh, yeah.
We got a what's up, ladies from Brandon.
What up, B-Mac?
Was able to send Pittman for Mostert and Tyreek. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know if that was today after the big Pittman performance, but I would say that was probably when you did it because I don't know if you would have gotten that done beforehand.
One thing.
What's up?
Tyreek Hill, he's in that top tier. Top 4 rest of the season. I have no problem putting him there. Diggs,
he was my wide receiver 5 before that, so I already had him really high.
No, I know, but now that we're seeing him do it without Tua as well, it's Diggs, it's Jefferson, it's Kupp, and it's Tyreek Hill. I love Devontae Adams, but I'm taking Tyreek Hill over him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dude, he had 12 for $180 with fucking Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater in the game.
Yeah, I know, man. And Tua's probably back this week too, so even itself out. We got drop Elijah Moore for Wandale. If you guys are in shallow leagues, I don't blame you for dropping Elijah Moore, but I would rather have him than Wandale still.
Side note.
What's up?
Elijah Moore after the game basically went out and said I'm so happy we're winning, but obviously I'm pissed off that I'm not getting the ball pretty much. He didn't say it like that. He said it very civically, very, very well put, respectfully, but you could tell he knows what everybody's saying. They're like, yo, how is Elijah Moore getting 0 targets? And he hasn't played up to where I expected him to play, but at the same time, he hasn't even gotten an opportunity. It's sometimes even if
you throw 18 passes, man, you're not gonna, your receivers aren't gonna have huge days when you're throwing 18 passes. He threw 26 passes last week and 31 his first game. So Wilson is throwing those numbers. Think about it this way: Lamar in his day where he was never throwing was throwing 30 pass attempts a game. We're 18 and 26 is nothing.
Yeah, the problem I have though is even on that low volume, Moore right now has a 11% target share on the season.
Bad. It's really bad.
I don't know. It's frustrating.
I would hold him. You can't put him in your lineup.
Yeah.
I only had I had to start him this week because of fucking Michael Thomas gets his shit together.
Yeah.
I need him back in my lineup.
Who's also out on Thursday Night Football, by the way. I have him in my home league, Michael Thomas. Oh, for Thursday Night Football.
He's already out?
Already ruled out. Him and Jarvis Landry.
Are you
Chris
kidding
Olave
me,
might
dude?
play. So all 3 receivers might be out for that game. Chris Olave may play, is the report that
I got. Really going to have to put Elijah Moore back into my lineup this week?
Who else do you have?
Oh God, you're right. He is already ruled out. I could flex Algier, I suppose.
Yep. All right. So let's get back to the comments.
Yeah. Grade this trade replacing Javonte. Oh yeah, we already talked about this one. I would have rather had the Stevenson side, like we said. Miles Sanders and Dameon Pierce for Swift in a heartbeat. Yep, 100%. Give me Swift. I can't believe I traded Pittman after 3 weeks after week 3 for J-Rob and screwed myself. Yeah, I definitely would not have advised you to make it.
Me neither.
Even because J-Rob was on the up at that point in time, I still think I probably would have leaned Pittman at the time. So hopefully.
Also low-key, dude. Also, low-key, why are the Colts just completely it's because Jonathan Taylor's out, but in the first half...
Deion Jackson looked like Jonathan Taylor this past week, so...
Bro, don't even get me started in my home. I still won, thankfully.
Also, apologies to literally everybody in the chat that
I was a little higher.
Deion Jackson. That was my huge miss of the week. That was really bad.
Spicy Hot, do you have track on the bets? Because I have completely lost track on those. I swear I took Deion Jackson again in one of our bets.
Deion Jackson versus somebody. I don't know who it would have been, but
yeah, dude. In my home league, to be fair, I did cuck somebody by doing this because technically speaking, Deion Jackson played at 1 in his waiver for whatever reason because I dropped him on Friday. It expired at 325, so nobody in the league could pick him up. But I knew I was going to start him initially because I just have better options in that league. I'm first place in that league. I'm 4-2 right now, and I lost 1 game by 1 point. But I dropped him on Friday because I thought JT would play, and I went to go stash Sky Moore, and then he gets fucking ruled out literally after I dropped him. I'm like, you got to be joking me, man, because I picked him up on fucking Monday. I'm like, yo, JT's probably not playing next week. Let me just make sure I scoop up some Deion. So shout out there. Bro's mucking. Pick up Jasicki or Daniel.
Right now.
I'll go Mike G.
Or Daniel Bellinger.
I'll go Mike G for the spike weeks because I don't think Daniel Bellinger has the same ceiling. A tight end, if you don't have a top 8 option, go for the spike.
Every single week, though. Daniel Bellinger.
Yeah, and still that he's dust.
Yeah, he's a rookie tight end, man. He's kind of having a nice little productive stretch here.
Oh, speaking of rookie tight ends, Ferguson looked pretty decent, man. He played well. Jake Ferguson, with Schultz out, he had 4 for 45 and a touchdown.
I could care less about Jake Ferguson, to be honest. How y'all doing after some tough losses? I mean, our offensive line's a fucking travesty right now. So,
your defense is still fine. It's just the offense right now, right?
Yeah. Also, Mitch Trubisky, for some reason, is on meth when he plays us. I don't understand what Mitch. We were doing just fine before Mitch Trubisky came in. Also, the defense did kind of choke that final drive. How do you allow 2 3rd and longs to get converted in that situation?
Yeah, for real.
It's a 3rd and 16 that the one Claypool play that they got. I'm like, dude, number one, it's Chase Claypool. That's the most I've seen him care about anything in his life. And second of all, Winfield's right there and he can't make the play. Knock it down, man. Jesus.
Yep. Got a super chat here quickly. Art Gravy, appreciate that $2. He says down 23 with Herbert and Eckler. Will I sweat? I don't think you'll sweat, bro.
I hope not, but I mean, I've seen worse. I've been up I was down in week 1. I was down 5 or down 7 with Prescott to play, and I lost.
Hey, Bush, you do remember too. It was a similar case to me. I needed the Lamb and Dak stack in one of my leagues to combine for 22 points or something like that, and then we saw what happened at the game.
7, and I didn't get it from Prescott.
Yeah, that's pretty atrocious. I remember when that happened. You were at the game. You were beside me. And you just kept looking at your phone.
0.36 in week 1.
0.6.
0.36.
Oh man, that's cringe.
Right? I would be 500 right now after this week if I just won that.
Yep. By the way, Colts continue to fucking absolutely screw me over in my parlays. Again, this one kind of sold.
I never put them in mine, so
yeah, I'll stop putting them because they are the most unpredictable team in the NFL. I have no clue what to make of them.
Yeah, I almost won $2,000 by the way on the weekend with one of my alt receiving yards because I had Jamar Chase over 110 receiving yards. That hit. I had Godwin over 80, which hit barely. It was like 84 yards. The one I lost on was, and I also had one of the 4 o'clock guys. I think it was Diggs was over his receiving yards, and then the one that I lost on was Jacoby Myers 70 plus receiving yards because he had 60. And I literally, when I made the bet, I was like, oh, should I do 60 or should I do 70? So I'm like so irritated that I just didn't just click 60. It wouldn't have been 2,000 on the payout. It probably would have been 1,800 or whatever, but I definitely would have taken that still.
Was that the one that you were crafting when I was with you, and then you wanted to add someone, and I was like, "Yo, don't put him in," and then you didn't hit
Cooper out, and instead of Cooper, I put Diggs in.
That's what happened. Okay,
yeah.
That if that hit, bro, at least
that would have been a smash, dude. I was hyped when Chase caught that last pass. I was like, "Yo, okay." Chase and Godwin hit theirs, and there was still time in the Patriots game, and then they like fumbled the ball or something, and then the Browns got it, and then they got an onside also. I'm like, dude, can we just get the Patriots with the football, please?
By the way, why is like Bailey Zappi the second coming of Christ right now? Why is he so good?
He's gonna come back to earth, and or Mac Jones will come back this week,
bro. But the difference is like he's better than what Cooper Rush was. Like people were hyping up Cooper Rush, but like Zappi's been shredding it.
Yeah,
he's really ripping it. You have where we left off though.
Yeah, down by 9. I have Eckler. He has Sutton full PPR.
It'll be close.
I mean, you're probably the underdog there. What are your odds?
40%, 35.
I don't think it's that high. I think it's like 25%.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Need Herbert to do his career best tonight for a win. I need 31 out of Jerry Jeudy, which I don't think I'm going to get. It's half PPR, so I need some bombs for sure. Drop Elijah Moore for Wan'Dale, Robbie Anderson. No. I'd rather have Elijah Moore still, but I guess if you I'd still rather have Elijah Moore, honestly. Like those aren't good enough options for me to do it.
Robbie's more interesting than Wan'Dale, I think I would say. Because
I disagree. I think Wan'Dale's
really?
More interesting. Yeah, dude.
With Marquise out for the year?
36 targets per route run in his first game back, pretty much his first game of the year. He ran the 5th most routes on the team, so not ideal, but he's produced and he looks good. So I'll take Wan'Dale over Robbie for sure.
He definitely looks good, but I don't know.
I think Robbie's going to probably take a couple weeks to get acclimated to the team and stuff. I'm just not really that interested in him.
Maybe I'm just thinking about the same fucking Cardinals team we had expectations on, which we absolutely should not.
Yeah, also sneaky DeAndre Hopkins managers getting the W here. I mean,
yeah, for real.
I'm a little annoyed that Marquise went down though, because I was hoping that narrative would just go away. Like people like, oh, I got to trade Marquise because Hopkins is coming back, but now we'll like never know.
Dude, hey, by the way, too, on that, I got absolutely fucked by that in our listener league. I have Marquise Brown, and I don't have the greatest receiving depth, so I'm gonna have to start like fucking Chase Claypool as my wide receiver 3 for the time being until I make a trade.
Oof.
Yeah, not fun. Oh, I have Rondell as well. Okay, that could be worse, I guess.
I'm trying to trade Deontay Johnson and Devontae Smith. Who should I trade for? I mean, I'd rather have Drake London than both of those guys, I would say. He's probably a guy that you could buy low on. I'm trying to think this is in that range that I would.
Is he trying to package both?
Yeah, if you're trying to package both, you could probably go after somebody.
Yeah, like I would.
Yeah, or like Adam
Brown. Yeah, someone like that.
Yeah, I need Herbert to be put in the concussion protocol. Yeah, he's down. He's up by 4 points, and the guy is Herbert to play. So he's like, I need Herbert to like be okay, but just like quick concussion protocol is out for the rest of the game.
Guillaume, I think you should be okay.
30 is a lot, but yeah, I would say.
I mean,
fine. It's not a lot from Eckler and Herbert, but that's a lot of points in general.
Yep.
I need a wide receiver 2 pickup for bye week. Rondale Moore, Wan'Dale Robinson.
I got you covered.
Pierce. Yeah, he will have you covered. I would say Rondale Moore would be the guy that I would go after.
I agree with that.
Boys, what do you think of going after Hollywood and a second for Michael Thomas once he's back?
Yes.
Going after. Oh, right. Yeah. So you give Michael Thomas and you get Hollywood in a second. Yeah. Easily.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I got you covered for that, Rolando.
Yeah. Which DST?
I'm not looking to the matchups more.
Yet, so I can't answer that question.
Adams McKenzie. Sorry, just know I can get a first plus for Oh, you're looking for Adams and McKenzie?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, it was McKenzie also. But I sent you a better offer, J-Full. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Brother, just come trade with me too if you're trying to.
I want
Adams,
compete.
Yeah, fair.
Like I don't want your like Adam Thielen or whoever you like. Oh, you're a contender. Like I need someone to actually make a difference in my fucking lineup.
Thielen.
My team's disgusting. Like I need studs.
You think I have Adam Thielen? That's cute.
No, he was just traded. That's why I was bringing him up.
Fair.
I just got offered AJ Brown and ETN for Keenan and Swift. I'm 2-4. Should I accept?
Keenan and Swift. Swift's back this week.
They're both. Yeah, they both should be back this week. I'm cool just waiting on that. It sucks that they've been kind of shitty so far, but I think you should be okay. Yeah, another Russell Wilson primetime.
Oh yeah.
Can we please? I'd be really happy if we got Russell Wilson looking like Russell Wilson tonight, just because I'm kind of annoyed that like everybody's saying he's dog shit because I always liked Russell Wilson, but
kind of is dog shit though.
He is kind of dog shit, so we'll have to see what happens.
He's kind of
good for this game. He is active. I don't know what kind of like pitch count or whatever he's going to be on, but he is active for this game. So I would say if you have Gordon and you don't have any other options, he's a fine play.
Yep.
I traded Drake London for ETN and Judy. Thoughts? I'm fine with that. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not. I love Drake London. I love what he can.
Oh, I love this deal.
The reality is they're just not throwing the ball in Atlanta, and it's probably a toss up London versus Judy straight up. So the fact that you got ETN on top of that is probably solid.
Yeah, that's a steal in my opinion.
Yeah. What props we attacking today? Underdog. I like the receiving yards of the running backs versus string defenses. Yeah, I'm gonna actually look. What do we got here on Underdog for things here? ETN Resurrection. What was the usage for ETN this week? I didn't actually look yet.
Dude, he dominated J-Rob in terms of snaps, but they were also losing in the game. That's why.
Yeah,
he dominated the snaps.
That's gonna happen though.
Oh yeah, no, it's a committee, 100%. We got a super chat here quickly from our gravy. Are we dropping Garrett Wilson? No, not even close. If anything, try to see if you can buy low on him.
I mean, in 10-team leagues, like I wouldn't drop him, but it's more understandable, I suppose.
Fair. I'd much rather stash him.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the higher lowers on Underdog right now. I kind of like the higher on Mike Boone's combined rushing and receiving yards at 43.5 with Gordon dealing with the injury. I don't mind that. I think he's going to get some more involvement in this game. And also, I kind of like what's his name's where is he? He's not even. Oh yeah, Greg Dulcich higher on his receiving yards. He's active for this game, and Albert O is not active for this game, so that'll be interesting. Yep. He might be for those of you guys that like have your waivers, Danny. I don't know if you've recorded the video already, but Greg Dulcich will definitely be a name to watch. You already did.
He's already listed as ones to watch for Monday Night Football.
Yeah, because he is active, and I mean, I don't know if he has any appeal because this offense isn't any good, but.
Because I sometimes record before the Monday Night Football and sometimes record after, I just always put whoever's playing on Monday Night Football, just be like, yo, watch, like, if this happens, if that happens. So at least, like, the information's there because I don't know, like, if I'm going to record before or after the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes at halftime.
Brandon Cook, so you take it in a win now, I'm assuming.
This is a fair deal. If you're a rebuilder, obviously you want the pick equity. If you're a contender and you need, like, a depth wide receiver, like he's getting the target.
He's forced to start both Jets wide receivers right now, and it's hell. Yeah, I'm cool just going after Cooks there. Traded Zeke for Anderson today. Robbie Anderson.
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't love Zeke, but I don't love Anderson either.
Yeah, I mean, like you're talking about like a wide receiver 4 versus or wide receiver 4-5 maybe versus an RB3.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that deal either.
Yeah, agreed.
Same record as least max points for. Should I trade Ramondre Stevenson and Michael Thomas for Jonathan Taylor?
Yes.
Yeah, I probably would.
Heartbeat move. I love Ramondre too. Keep that in mind. But like, it's Jonathan Taylor.
Chiefs and Bills crushed my props on a 10x afternoon game.
Like good crushed or bad crushed? Like killed you?
Are you able to? Is some of the things like hidden for you in your StreamYard, or is it just me?
Next question I have is the we are far behind. Oh wait, no, where are we? What the fuck?
7:46 p.m. is where I'm at right now.
I have thoughts on Eckler as my next comment.
Okay, yeah. So I think one of them got buried. I don't know if it's because there's one that says like a half cutoff says my fantasy team this week, but I can't see the rest of the comment. Oh no, maybe this is it. Never mind. Hold on. Thoughts on Eckler and Williams tonight? Need them to have big games for my fantasy team this week. I think they're probably in store for a decent game. I like the Chargers to put up some points in this one, but the Broncos defense has been really good. So who knows? I did take the Chargers against the spread, though, in one of my bets. Carson Wentz threw 30 times a game last year. Yeah, facts. Also, can we get some Sam Howell in the chat? I know Taylor Heinicke is going to start, but hopefully he struggles or something. I want to see Sam Howell play. When should you start buying for a rebuilding team with 6 2023 picks in a 14-team league? What do you mean by buying? Like selling your picks?
Brother, do not.
Yeah, if you're going to sell your picks, you do it at least by the combine time, when people know who the prospects are probably going to be / they're getting excited about the class. I would say now is not the time to start buying for sure. Nah, Danny, you took Mostert over Eno.
Yeah, that one was bad, but we had multiple. We had multiple bets.
Yeah, we did. Bush, don't sweat. I can't predict the Colts, and I think about this team 24/7 facts.
I got a super chat here quickly from AJ. Appreciate that. He says, Ayuk dynasty value right now. Good guys to move for him. Best win now, running back that won't break the bank. Thanks, boys. Also, Bush, I'm winning toe and setters. In terms of the first comment, Ayuk dynasty value right now. It's tough relating.
I think I would slightly rather have a late first than Ayuk.
I would. No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's hard to quote him because it's
he's an early 2023 second.
Yeah, if you can get him for a 2 and maybe a random 2 and a 3, I think that's about fair. That's what I'd be willing to pay. But don't spend first round pick equity on Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, and also didn't I hang 183 points on you last week, AJ?
Boom! Oh, that was loud.
Even if he had 50 points out of Josh Allen, I still beat him.
Oh, AJ, you can't be having that. AJ, did you win this week? No. Oh, AJ. No, you lost.
Yeah, I dropped another 173 this week, and I started Zach Wilson over Mariota, and Mariota had 30 points, and Zach Wilson had 5. So
fun set.
Sorry, he had another part of that question.
Dude, he loves. Best win now running back that won't break the bank. Fournette's a decent shout.
I'm not a fan of buying any running backs that are going to immediately be very low in value after the season. So I talked about on the trade targets video, I talked about Ramondre. It's me harder to get him now. But the reason I think Ramondre is a good trade target running back to go after is because I think he's going to be more valuable come the offseason than he is now, even though he's a great win now running back because Damian Harris is a free agent. So but I would say if you're looking for a really cheap win now running back, I think if you're already ahead, I think Cordero Patterson's not a bad guy to go after. You could probably send a 3 for him, or maybe a late 2 at the very highest end. And if you can afford to wait for him to come back, he might be solid. Maybe even Elijah Mitchell too, if people are down on him.
By the way, A Rose, you said skip comment. It actually doesn't show up, so feel free to leave it again. And if you respond that, I'll just get to it.
Yeah. All I know is Jelani Woods catches touchdowns on 60% of his receptions. Yeah, he's looked pretty decent so far. Hall and Lamb for Cup. I have Eckler, Walker, Devontae, and Godwin.
I want
Hall and Lamb. That's too much value. I as much as I love Cup, I'll take Hall and Lamb there.
Both of those guys are top 15 rest of the season. As much as I love Cup, he might even
both of them
be
in my top 10.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
No. I mean overall. If you were to redraft every position, they would.
You think Breece Hall be a top 15 pick?
Why wouldn't he?
I don't think he'd be a top 15 pick.
He's a fringe top 5 running back rest of the season.
You think he's a top 5 running back?
He's fringe. He's close. Dude, he's easily top 10. And
I have him RB 7 or 8, I think.
Who do you have in front of him? We'll go through a little, this or that, if you will.
I know I have the top 4 running backs ahead of him: Eckler, McCaffrey, Barkley, and Jonathan Taylor.
That's fair.
I also have Nick Chubb ahead of him. Nick Chubb's been so good, man. I know he had a down week this past week, but I can't really deny what he's doing. If you wanted to take him over Nick Chubb, I don't blame you. And I have DeAndre Swift out of him too.
Yeah, so I have it Hall, Chubb, Swift in that order.
Yeah, I'm seeing. Do I have anybody else ahead of him, or is he my RB7? No, I have Derrick Henry ahead of him.
AJ, appreciate the super chat. He says the Lions being on a bye made me in shambles.
That was 2 weeks ago that I played you. He means past week how we lost. Yeah, sure.
Oh, who do you have on the Lions?
He has
Amon-Ra.
Yeah, maybe Swift too.
No, he doesn't.
He has Hawkinson too, I think.
Okay, fair enough. What does tight end get him? Your tight end dude, Njoku over Hawkinson, bro. You're fine.
Facts. I'm pretty sure. Did he have the huge week against me last week?
I don't know.
Or no, that wasn't that week. No, it wasn't.
Oh,
never mind.
Wait, I'm actually an idiot too. I pressed the lads to the league. Wait, no. What?
No, I'm looking at it. He doesn't have Hawkinson. But
he has
anyway.
Njoku.
Yeah, he does. Do you think KJ Hamler will get more than 2 receptions in today's game? I wouldn't bet on that if that's like a higher or lower on underdog or something.
He'll get like 3 targets and catch one of them.
Yeah, like he's kind of just hit or miss. I don't usually like betting on those like lower end kind of guys. If I have a 2-point lead on the week with Boone or Everett to play to his nobody, should I be worried about negative points from either guy? I would say play Everett because he's less likely to fumble than a running back.
Agree with that. But for most, that barely happens.
It barely happens, but I would say if you're in that situation, don't play a running back because they're more likely to fumble than other positions. Although I think there was a game that Gerald Everett like fumbled 4 times.
Right. That's okay. Because I saw AJ's first got traded today. He traded it in the deal for Swift. That makes more sense now. Okay. All right. Fair play. You have what we left off.
We're all stunned. If I hit out a couple 3-leg parlays and then put all my winnings on the week on the over for AJ Brown yards, over Maher field goals, and over CD yards. Oh, yikes. You probably missed on the CD yards, I'd imagine.
No, he went
Jerry Jeudy
over
get more than 4 receptions. That's also an underdog thing because I saw it already. I wouldn't count on it. I think 4 is like a perfect line for him.
Well, I mean, he had 8 targets last week and he caught 3. All we need is Rust.
That sounds about right now.
All we need is Rust to, again, that's saying a lot. All we need is Rust to not complete dog. He can be like a slight stench. I'll allow. He'll have a slight stench.
Just don't be pissing shit. You can be shit, but not pissing shit.
Yeah, you can be pissed. You can be shit. You can't be both.
Yeah. No, Russ is just yikes. I don't want to really bet on any of those guys. I did in my alt receiving yards thing. I did take Jerry Jeudy over 70+ receiving yards because I'm a fucking glutton for punishment. But drop Dobbs, AJ Dillon, DJ Moore, or Darrell Henderson for Rondale Moore. I would probably rather have all those guys than Rondale Moore.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I traded Evans for Swift. Thoughts? I like Swift over Evans.
Give me Swift
with that.
As a contender, when you say contender, like, are you like barely cracking the top 6 or are you like a legit top 3 team?
Yeah, if you're a legit top 3 team and you just like, maybe you've been starting like, for example, in our Tone Setters League, I've been starting like Brandon Ayuk as my second flex, and I also just had Marquise Brown going down, but I'm clearly a top 3 team in the league. So for me, that's like, hey, I could use a couple, like a depth piece like Keenan Allen and like Darrell Henderson. Or like Danny said, are you like, you're 3-3 right now and you're like, I need to contend this year because, I have some aging assets or whatever, and you're just kind of forcing a trade. Don't be doing that. But I think if, all things considered, if you were a good team and you're a top 3 team in your league right now, I think this is fine value for Keenan Allen and Darrell Henderson.
I agree with that.
Alvin Kamara, DeAndre Swift. Rest of the season, I'll take Swift.
Yeah.
I do like that Kamara is catching, a ton of passes, and it looks like, I don't know if this is a fact or not. This could be fake news, but did Andy Dalton win the job over Jameis Winston? Because he was active.
Winston's hurt.
He was active.
Yeah, apparently. Well, he was questionable going into the game, and I heard that they were going to play it cautiously with him. So maybe he was just active in case of insurance. I don't fucking know, but
I don't know. But I think it's good news for Kamara if Dalton stays the starter.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Also,
he still hasn't scored a touchdown this year, which is dope.
For first thing, Yeet Man, recruit one person to your league, because hearing 9-man league for some reason just like pisses me off. I don't know why. Secondly, I would rather CD over Waddle rest of the season, so give me a free Godwin.
Yeah, literally.
Oh,
Tyquan or Allen Robinson, like rest of season. I'll take A-Rob.
He's dust, but I mean, sometimes he catches a touchdown. So
yeah. I think all he can do is goal line fades at this point. He can't really create any separation, so it kind of makes sense.
I am cheering for the better receiver on the Broncos to show out. All jokes aside, though, Sutton has been really good this year, but I want to see a healthy Jeudy and him actually compete for the targets. Because we saw last week, like it was a 10-8 split with Judy's like first game back healthy. Like, yeah. I don't know. I'm still a slight Judy truther for real.
Yeah, so am I. I traded for him last week, so I am officially one now. Good to see you, boys. Thanks for the great content as always. Always appreciate you, Paco. Who to start in
Swift.
flex? I wish I had decisions like this to make. Jesus.
Swift.
How is Amon-Ra not already in your lineup? Would be my first question.
Second of all,
of these guys,
this must be like a very like a dynasty team or a really shallow league because both those guys are going to be in the top 15 of their respective position rankings, maybe even close top 10.
Yeah.
Last week I traded. Yeah. Oh, go for it.
I was going to say, does the tiebreaker, he didn't say if it was PPR or not, I guess it wouldn't really matter, but is there a tiebreaker to Amon-Ra because he already came back before the bye week and Swift is coming off of an injury?
Could be fair.
But if we get full practices out of Swift and we don't hear any like pitch count nonsense, I'm probably fine just going Swift. Anyways, last week I traded Aaron Jones, Stevenson, and Higgins and Mike Williams for Diggs, Pittman, Swift, and Dillon. Okay, this is a lot to unpack here. So
yeah, Brunio, you took that guy to the woodshed. I don't know why he accepted that.
I would say Diggs and Swift probably equivalent to like Jones, Stevenson, and Higgins in this deal.
Maybe even the package.
Yeah, and then you get Pittman for Mike Williams, who I would rather have there. And then, Aaron Jones also got hurt this past week too. I don't know what the severity of the injury was, but he looked like he was limping off the field. AJ Dillon took over when he like kind of went down during that game, and it was already kind of out of hand. So I don't really know what Aaron Jones's injury status is, but I would say if Aaron Jones misses time, this is going to look like an absolute steal.
Yeah, the fact that Aaron Jones got banged up and then you just scoop Dillon off of him casually. That's kind of
such like a sharp move too. If you down like you're trying to up tier to these studs, this is exactly the type of trade I would have made. You trade like 4 startable options for 2 absolute studs, another really good option,
and high leverage pieces.
That is contingent on this trade happening and working out in your favor to begin with.
Yeah, like you're double betting on yourself. It's perfect.
True. Very good crush on my bet. Made a cool $100 reread on KC versus Buffalo comment. True.
Attaboy.
None with Deion Jackson. Though. Nice.
I had him as a fringe top 30 back, which isn't saying much because he was so
I had him
good,
32, and I still didn't want to start him that much because most people were like, "Oh, should I start him or like Eno?" And I'm like, "Eno." Like,
yeah, which the process was there. Again, that's the excuse everybody makes when they fucking lose a bet.
Yeah, no, that is so true. Everybody's like, "I was process over results." Like I could technically claim process over results for Cam Akers, but I don't think my process was sound on that. I'll be honest with myself. Anyways, Addison says Dynasty trade Chubb and St. Brown for Elliott, AJ Brown, a 2024 first and a 2025 second. Okay. He said his plan is to then trade Ezekiel Elliott and one of the picks to upgrade that running back. What are your thoughts? Okay.
You're heavily relying upon your league having an interest in Zeke, but either way, I'm still taking this deal. I would rather Brown over St. Brown. The Browns, battle of the Browns. I'd rather AJ over Amon-Ra in Dynasty, and then
I'd rather have a 2024 first and second than Chubb.
Yeah, so, and then you get free Zeke. Yeah,
exactly. Even if you just get a 2 out of Zeke, like that's still a great move for you. Because if you just replace Zeke in this deal with a 2, I think this is fine.
Yeah, or see if I guess if you're making this trade, see if you can get Zeke out of there and get more pick equity.
Yeah, or like you said, if you can get at the very least a 2 or maybe a young receiver, like if you go after like an Ayuk or something like that with the Zeke team that needs to win now or quote unquote, then I think that's probably a solid move. Thanks for the advice. You guys are entertaining. Yeah, I don't know if you ever got back about that skipped comment part, but leave it down below.
Feel free.
You did actually say in standard. I would say Swift definitely favored.
I do actually see it. A-Rose. My apologies. It was right under the super chat, so it snuck under. Half PPR 10 team with 1 flex spot. But I feel like I've got too much depth. He's 0-5 with that team. Damn.
You got no Dak for the last couple of games. That makes sense.
Taylor got hurt. Lamb suffered because of Dak. It makes sense.
Yeah. I would say now that Hopkins and Dak are back, I would probably not make any moves, to be honest.
Obviously, man, it's tough because if Jones doesn't get banged up there, like I would have wanted to sell him, but now that he's banged up, I feel like you kind of have to bite the bullet there.
Yeah. Dynasty 12-team Superflex traded Zach Wilson, Isaiah Pacheco, and a mid-2023 first for Deshaun Watson, an early to mid-second, and a 2024 third. Yeah, I love Zach Wilson as much as the next guy. We'll give me Deshaun Watson in this deal.
Yeah, Wilson in the first, let's just say hypothetically, is Watson.
Wilson in a first is exactly how I would price Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And then you'd sell a running back that's, whatever, for an early to mid-second and a third. Like I would take the 2024 third most likely for Isaiah Pacheco straight up, and then you get an early to mid-second for free there. So definitely like that. Laying the under on Judy yards, over on Mike Williams yards, and the under on Herbert's rushing yards. I don't like the over on Mike Williams yards because he's going to see a healthy dose of Patrick Surtain, and he's been like probably one of the best corners in the league this year so far. So
I will rebuttal a little bit because there's no Keenan Allen. But I want to see what the yardage prop is actually at.
There's no Keenan Allen though. He's guaranteed going to see
fair.
a healthy
Okay,
dose of Patrick Surtain.
That's fair. And with the way, I mean, yeah, that's fair.
I might do another parlay, dude. I might see if there's an alt receiving yards for Josh Palmer. I'm feeling kind of frisky tonight.
Pretty scary.
Yeah. So I don't know. Did I tell you what my bet was on the game? I don't know if it started already. It probably has, but fuck, if it started, I already missed this. But
should I just smash
the bet I made was $12.50 to pay out $1,577. Austin Eckler alt receiving yards 50 plus. Jerry Jeudy alt receiving yards 80 plus. Melvin Gordon alt rushing yards 70 plus, and then the Chargers against the spread 4.5.
Yep.
So that's where I'm at with that. It's a little bit of a long shot type of bet, but screw it. Gives me something to root for.
Agree with that.
Need a running back who was offered Dameon Pierce for Pittman Jr. and ETN. Should I take it? Absolutely not. No. I would I don't think it's a conversation, ETN and Pierce rest of the season, but it's not that big of a discrepancy that you would want Pittman in there.
If this was like Pierce and ETN for Pittman, that would make more sense.
Yeah, that would make more sense. That is correct. Do you think 12 half point PPR, 12 half points, so 6 point PPR?
No,
I'm just fucking.
So what would that be? That would be like a.
That's so for what it's worth. His underdog line is 11.5.
That's gonna be close.
You're talking about like borderline a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, that'll be a close one, bro. You'll be on your edge of your seat.
How we doing tonight?
How you doing, David? We already got to that.
Okay, we already got that. What can I expect from Jameson Williams when he's playing? Number 2 wide receiver. I think he's probably going to be a big play type of dude early on. I would say that the Lions offense is good enough to support Jameson Williams as long as he's on the field.
In terms of volume as well, like they've been running a ton of fucking plays, which is perfect, which is what we want for fantasy. Their defense fucking sucks. Jared Goff, oddly enough, has actually been willing to put the ball down the field at certain points, which I haven't really said about Jared Goff nearly ever. So I think he could be a top 30 wide receiver rest of the season as soon as he suits up.
Yeah, I don't think that's out of the range of outcomes too. Assuming he's healthy, which is always a question with receivers coming off of ACL tears in the first year. How likely is it Mike Williams goes off tonight? Like I said, I think Surtain's going to hold him in check a little bit. So that's why I took the Austin Eckler receiving yards line, is because I think he's going to get peppered tonight. Indeed, heavy shares, facts. Deion Jackson was awful in every game up until this point as a real life player. I had no clue he'd look like that. Yes, I am. Alec Pierce is the dynasty wide receiver one, in my unbiased opinion.
Hey, the one thing on Alec Pierce, man, he looks way fucking better than I thought he would. We knew going in, like, he's going to be a volatile deep threat. He's going to win on the 50-50 down the field. He can play a big physical wide receiver role on the outside, but he's winning underneath. He's winning in the intermediate. Like, he's playing and he's winning well on all 3 levels of the field. So if Alec Pierce can be a good all-around wide receiver 2 to Pittman for the long term, all you guys need is that long-term quarterback. You have JT, you have those 2 wide receivers. It'll be interesting to see how the Colts attack the quarterback position, because Matt Ryan is, to put it simply, his arm's a noodle at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. This is an interesting question. We updated our dynasty rankings at the beginning of October. I have Drake London as my wide receiver 8 in dynasty. Danny has him at wide receiver 7. And I have Garrett Wilson at wide receiver 11, and you have him at 13. But as far as our bucketed rankings are concerned, like based on other receivers in the same age bracket as those 2 guys, Drake London is my wide receiver 7. So it's just the only guy I have, I think, is AJ Brown that's ahead of him in that range. And then,
I forgot AJ Brown is in
yeah, he's in the 20. He's over 25 now, so he's into the middle tier. Same with Pittman. Pittman just turned 25 as well. And then Garrett Wilson is my wide receiver 8 among young receivers.
What's up, fellas? Any 2 points from Mike Will? Okay, that should be doable.
You can do
that. Traded Hawkinson, Devontae Smith for Jamar Chase. Easy dub in that trade, Demille. I'd heard, thoughts on this move. You took that guy to the woodshed. You said, hey, give me your firstborn, give me your favorite pack of cards, and give me $20 in sandwich, and I will give you a high five.
Yeah, literally. Pierce is a lead against press. His break is butter. If you press him, you lose, and he's only a rookie. Yeah, I think Brock's getting really excited about.
That's good. That's true. By the way, Brock, not good. Obviously, it's not good needing a left tackle, but that's definitely what you need as well.
It's weird that because the tackle's like the most important position in on the offensive line, and the Bucs offensive tackles have been probably one of the best duos in the league this year, yet our offensive line's still terrible because our interior has been so awful.
Speaking of offensive tackles, fucking Terrence Steele is like the 5th graded offensive tackle on PFF right now.
Remember when he was like a huge liability?
Dude, his rookie year, I remember he got some spot time at left tackle when Tyron missed some time. Go figure, by the way. He was terrible in his rookie year. He gets moved to right tackle when Lyle Collins, I believe he was either suspended or hurt or something. He missed the beginning of the year. And Steele was really fucking good. Like, really fucking good. It's caught me off guard. Where do you guys have Waddle rest of the season? He's
wide receiver 13 in my rankings right now. I have him just behind T. Higgins, Debo Samuel, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, just ahead of Mike Williams, DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman Jr., Marquise Brown. I guess Marquise Brown is no longer going to be there, but
I have number 9.
Oh, wow. You got him even higher than I do then.
He's in that tier. Him, St. Brown, Evans, Debo, Pittman, all kind of in that like second tier, if you will.
Yeah.
I would actually say
move Pittman up a little bit because I did kind of ding him a little.
I would actually say that's the third tier because I mean the first tier is the top 4, first tier is top 4, second tier, Chase, Adams, Lamb, Brown, etc. There, I'd put Waddle probably fringe there, and then you got like the Amon-Ra, Evans, Debo, Michael Pittman area.
Yeah, that's fair.
Our boys' defense. Let me talk about that a little bit. Again, it's the Cowboys. Of course, I'm going to have a.
I mean, the game is already on, so I'll give you 1 minute before I end the broadcast.
With that defense. They got us a couple times on that RPO mesh concept where they basically ran, obviously RPO, leaked AJ Brown out, and having Micah Parsons like just isolated like that is a tough assignment when you have Jalen Hurts in the back and they have AJ Brown running in front of you. It's tough to play both of those there. So they killed us on that on the first couple of drives. After that, though, after those first couple of drives, I thought the defense played way, way better. Keep in mind, too, Eagles were operating on short field. Cooper Rush turned the ball over 3 times. Offense wasn't able to hold on to the ball. So the fact that we were able to come out of that game only giving up 26 despite the field position battle, I'm more encouraged than discouraged by the effort, especially in the second half because we absolutely blanketed them. Last couple comments, and then we could go watch the game. I also have Najee too. Thanks, guys. Anytime there, Demille. And finally, Jonathan, different league in a rebuilt dynasty, traded away Devontae Smith, Alex Madison, and got Javonte, James Robinson in the 3rd. Yeah, so I would rather James Robinson. Let's just keep it easy, right? I'd rather James Robinson over Alex Madison. I would. And then Javonte in the 3rd for Devontae Smith. If you're good at wide receiver and you want to take a upside shot on Javonte Williams, I don't mind making that move either.
Oh, damn it.
What?
I forgot to set my lineup in fantasy hockey, and Mika Zibanejad has 2 goals and an assist. Fuck.
Dude, my fantasy hockey team with Flett, it's kind of...
My team's so good, but I lost. So BMAC, I played BMAC this week, and he dropped 328, and I dropped 324. He beat me by 4 points, and I would have annihilated everybody else in the league by 50.
Dude.
So I put up the 2nd most points and lost. Classic.
The fucked up part about that, too, is I am like the 3rd highest scorer in my fantasy hockey league this week, and I faced the 1st highest scorer. So yeah, that's fun.
I was the 2nd highest, lost by 4, and I literally would have demoed everybody else by at least 50.
When is the final game? Is it tomorrow? No, it already happened.
My weeks end on Sundays. So today
my week just ended. Yeah.
Yeah, it's of the new week. Anyways, we're gonna head out of here. Got to watch the games. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, if you guys play Dynasty, make sure you check out the video I dropped earlier today about the Dynasty rookie mock draft. A lot of college football updates on what's kind of happening there as well. So make sure you check that out and stay tuned for waiver wire streamers tomorrow. And then also I will actually be on Fantasy Pros on Wednesday. For those of you guys that listen to the Fantasy Pros podcast, I'm doing trade targets with them. So if you want to tune into that, by all means, I'll still be doing trade targets on this channel as well, though.
Yep. For real. Either way.